Okay, so we're going to start off this evening. Oh, hang on. Someone just coming in. Karen. Karen. There she is. Okay, hopefully she's coming in. So we're going to start off tonight, team, on the floor. And in honour of my new Asda leggings, which I think are actually pyjamas, I think. They felt like pyjamas when I put them on. We're going to do the leopard print, but we're actually going to start off tonight with a lion breath. We're going to change it around. We're going to do something a little bit different this evening. Felt like a bit of a change tonight. So I'm going to invite you all to hit the deck to start with. So I'm going to start off in a seated position here. If you would sooner, you can go onto your knees. I'm going to give you a kneeling option later as well, but I'm just going to start off in this seated position. If you have a blanket or a towel or a bolster even, or a cushion, it might be quite nice just to wedge that under the back of your buttocks. It just gives you that nice sort of support for sitting in a cross-legged position. It is entirely up to you how you choose to sit. I'm just doing this. My back feels like it just wants to, you know, tip. And you know the rules of my yoga classes. The only rule I have is you listen to your own body and you do whatever it needs to do. So this evening, if your body wants to sit on a cushion, you sit it on a cushion. If you want to go on your knees, you go on your knees. Listen to your beautiful body. She or he knows best. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to start off. This is called a pranayama practice. So this is all about the breath. This is about bringing breath into the body. The more that we can anchor in new breath or bring new breath into the body, what that actually enables us to do is not only do we bring breath into the body, we bring energy into the body. So there's only one. Well, there's a few differences, but one of the main differences between actually being present and not being present on this earth is the fact that we have breath in our body, and breath, you know, that's our life force. So that is the prana. We're bringing that prana into our body. And, you know, I talk about when we're doing meditation, I talk a lot about breathing that beautiful fresh energy. And that's basically what we're doing. So as we're breathing in fresh energy, what we're doing is we're dispelling any stale or any stagnant energy that we no longer need. So, you know, a real revitalizing and refreshing process is to actually breathe into the body. So that's what we're going to start off doing tonight. So find yourself in a really comfortable position that suits your lovely body. And then we're just going to start by focusing on our breath. So what I'm going to invite you to do is just to breathe in gently through the nose. And then just breathe out. So we're breathing in and out and just letting go. So as you start to breathe in, start to pull the energy, the oxygen, the air a little bit lower down into your lower belly. Just expanding that diaphragm. I know Lorna now is probably questioning, Lorna, we don't actually really physically breathe into any other part of our body apart from our lungs, but we just imagine that the breath is going in there and we feel ourselves expanding and then just letting go. So really opening up and letting go. Wonderful. And then as you start to breathe in, if you want to you can just lift your shoulders. And then you can just, as you exhale, drop your shoulders down your back, extend your head, pull your head up a little bit towards the ceiling. Wonderful. So with every breath out, you're extending out. Breathing in, we're expanding out the body. And then we're just relaxing down. Wonderful. Now, what I'm going to invite you to do on your breath out now is to take a really, or choose to make a really conscious breath out. So imagine your glasses are steamed up. I think I've got one, I haven't got two pairs. So as I'm breathing out, I'm just blowing on my glasses. So that is the breath that we're going to be working with. So breathing in. And then as we're breathing out, you can make that sound. So breathing in. Just steaming up your glasses, breathing out. Breathe in. So just do this at your own speed. We're going to do about 5 of these breaths. Now you've had a little practice. So breathing in. Don't be afraid to really make that sound as you're exhaling. Wonderful. This actually reminds me of an old Hawaiian ritualistic breath called the Ha breath. It's slightly different, but it's a similar sound that is made. So this is something, you know, breath work, breathing, that's been done over many years, but particularly working with the breath to actually release and to de-stress and just clear. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to give you a chance to have a little rest and relax from that. If it made you a little bit lightheaded, great. That may be the case if you're not used to working with the breath. If it did make you a little bit lightheaded and that's a bit much for you, then obviously don't go quite as mad next time. Or if you like that feeling, then draw in even more breath and, you know, let go even more. Okay. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to switch my legs over. Again, make sure your body's really, really comfortable in whichever position you choose. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to, as we breathe in, and then as we exhale, just have a little play with this. We're going to put our tongue out as we exhale. So we're breathing in. And we're breathing out. Now, the other thing you may want to do on the exhale is just press your hands slightly just down into your knees as well. That's an option that you can play with as you're doing this. So we're breathing in. So try not to get any, you don't want to tense up here as you're doing this, okay? So breathing in and then just breathing out. The other thing as well you can do on your breath out, I'm going to invite you to do, is just use your eyes to just look up to the ceiling as you're breathing out. Now, on the out breath, just lift your eyes towards the ceiling. The other thing you can do, or the idea of doing this, is what we're actually doing is we're not actually looking at the ceiling. The idea is what you're doing is you're actually taking your focus to your third eye, which is this spot here between just above your where your eyebrows join, just on your forehead. That's your third eye. That's a really important energy center. So, you know, as you're breathing in and then out, tongue, and just take that focus, if you can, almost sort of like internally to your third eye. That's all right. I was just checking. Something bibbed. I wasn't sure if I was going out of range. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to have a go at doing 5 of those breaths. Okay. So just in your own time, breathing in and then out with the tongue up to the third eye. Breath in again. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Lion breath. Well done. I feel slightly dizzy after doing that. I don't know how you guys are feeling. Okay, so I've got one more option for you, which we're going to have a little play with while we're doing this evening. Move your cushion, etc. away. You can stay in the same position if suits you. It's entirely up to you. So you can do this on all fours, but what I'm going to invite you to do this evening is to sit with your feet on your heels. You can just sit on your knees. If you're not comfortable doing this, guys, don't do it again. Listen to your body. You can always, if you have got a bolster, you can always wedge that between the two, because what that's doing, it's stopping that compression in your knees. It's just lifting you a little bit higher. Or if you want to, take yourself down onto your knees. And a lovely position for this is actually to expand your knees out. Have your feet touching and just let your booty just settle down. Your hands for this one can come onto the floor and can face you can have your hands like that if that's more comfortable, or if you want to have a little play with this, just put your hands facing the opposite way. Just feel whatever feels comfortable for you. Obviously, if that's a strain, please don't do it, but you can have a little play with that if that suits your body, as always. And we're going to repeat exactly the same thing again. So we're going to do another 5 of those breaths just in that position there. So when you are ready, lovely deep breath in, exhale. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then just take yourself back on your heels, drop yourself down, and just take yourself down into a child pose. Drop your head onto your hands. Make yourself really find yourself in a really comfortable position. Expand the knees out. The further out you expand your knees, the closer you can take your booty down to the floor, and that will give you a really lovely stretch. But again, never ever overstretch your knees. So just take yourself into that beautiful, beautiful, safe little space, and just take some lovely, long, deep breaths there. Fabulous, wonderful. So a couple more lovely, long, deep breaths. Really pull that air, that oxygen, that energy right into your kidneys, right into your back. And then very slowly, when you're ready, just bring yourself back up from child pose onto your knees. And then very gracefully, I'm going to invite you to just pop your booty down to one side and put your feet out. In fact, we're going to put one foot in front of the knee. So have one foot behind you. With your foot can be, you can just let your foot, it can be parallel, or you can just make sure you just always make sure you're really comfortable. And then this foot is touching the front of your knee there. Okay, so we're just going to do a little spine mobilization to start with. So we're going to sit in this position, take some lovely deep breaths in, extending up always on the in-breath, and then just as we exhale, just relax the shoulders, just engage that center, just gently there. Okay, wonderful. So on the next breath in, I'm going to invite you to take this hand around to the opposite side and this hand back. Breathing in and just turn and twist to look over that shoulder. Again, always, always. On the out breath, it's an invitation to twist. It's never a wrench or a pull. It's just an invitation just to twist and unwind to that side. Wonderful. Deep breath in there. And just again, just invite the body just to move round to the side. Wonderful. Then breathing in, we're going to bring ourselves back to our starting position. We're going to take our next inhale. I'm going to invite you to lift your arm. And just on the exhale again, just invite that gentle, gentle, gentle movement over to that side. Wonderful. Over to the opposite side. So you're just, again, on that out breath, just allowing that breath just to soften that body, just to soften that way. Breathing in. We're going to come back to the first side again. And then what I'm going to invite you to do on your next breath in, as you breathe out, I'm going to invite you to take your hand over the opposite side and just, if you want to, you can lift your body up. And this is a beautiful, beautiful spine mobilization. Try not to drop down like that. Try and keep your elbow open above your head. If you want to look up, go for it and look up, or you can keep your head down to the floor, again, whichever suits your body. And then breath in and bring yourself back down. Wonderful. So let's just take our feet round and take that to the other side. Get yourself into that lovely position there. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. And then we're going to breathe in again. Again, hand to the same side as the knee. Breath in, extending up. As we're breathing out, we're just going to invite that gentle twist round. We're going to look over that shoulder. We're mobilizing the spine there. Again, another breath in and just let your body just unwind there. Wonderful. Lovely, lovely. Gently breathing in. Take your hand back round to the opposite side. Breath in. Extend up. We're just going to, again, just take that over, looking up, making sure that you're not collapsing over like so. Always think of being in alignment. So think as if your back is against, again, a pane of glass, your arm, everything is all, your shoulders are all in line. Wonderful. Couple of breaths there, and on the out breath, just see if your body wants to just release any more in that position. Then breathing in, bringing the hand back down to the floor, breathing in, extending up this side. You don't have to lift onto your knees. You are more than welcome just to stay as you are. You can equally do this sitting down, but if you're comfortable too, it just gives you that extra extension down and over to the side. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Again, beautiful breath there. Just make sure that your shoulders back, you're not over like so. You're really lovely and open to the front. Breath in and just drop yourself back down there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so let's see what we've got next. Sorry, I've got a few different ones for you this evening. Just checking my notes. Okay, wonderful. Right, so let's pop back to the other side actually. We're going to do a little gate pose now. So I'm going to invite you to come up onto your knees. If this suits your body again, bring yourself up onto your knees. Okay, so we're going to start off on our knees. We're kneeling forwards here. We're taking a deep breath in. And then I'm just going to invite you to place one hand down to the side and take your leg out to the side. So you're in a nice straight position here. This side is really lovely and straight. This is called the gate pose with side bow. We're going to add the side bow as well. So deep breath in here. Again, breathing in and up, resting on that hand. And then as you breathe out, just take your arm over. Then breathing in, bring your arm back. On the next exhale, not only are we going to take our arm over, we're also going to lift the leg as well. Wonderful. And then on your out breath, you can just let that one down. Now, if you want to have a go at this, you can actually grab hold of your foot. And on the exhale, again, imagine you're elongating and you're just taking that leg to the back. So again, you're in line, your buttocks, your shoulders, your knee, everything's in line. And if you're feeling it, you can just look up or just keep your head facing front, whichever works for you. Wonderful. Deep breath in, foot back down. We always come out the same way that we went in, and just take yourself back down onto your knees. Great stuff. If at any time you need to roll your mat, if you need extra padding under your knees, just give your mat a little roll and a little tip there. Obviously, if that is too strong for you on your knees, then what I suggest you do is perhaps go down again onto your bottom and perhaps do it that way rather than actually lifting up onto your knees. But I just thought we'd have a little play with this evening. Okay, so breathing in, bringing yourself back up again onto your knees, placing your hand down next to you and just taking that foot out to the side. Make sure that your back is all in alignment. I've got a skylight there, so it's really handy actually because I can look up and see. So unless you've got mirrors on your ceiling, which I'm sure many of you have. Okay, so breathing in and just exhaling out initially. That's our first move. We're just taking it out to the side. Then we're going to breathe in. And then the second phase, just lifting up so that we are nice and open. I'm going to take my arm out there. Wonderful. Oh gosh, I can feel that in my buttocks. And then the third one, breathing in, taking hold of one's foot if you can. I'm going to have to go back up to get myself set into this pose. And just out there into just pressing that hip forwards, just opening out the front of that hip. And you're also stretching that quad, which is lovely, lovely. Excuse me, Jill's trying to come in. So I'm just going to come back out of that pose gently when you are ready. Jill in. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So just bring yourself back into a kneeling position. Roll your shoulders to the back. Hopefully you're feeling beautifully, beautifully limbered up now. Tuck your toes and we're going to bring ourselves up to a standing position. So however works for you, just bring yourself up to a standing position. If you can tuck your toes, just press down into a forward fold for a moment. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then just gently unroll and bring yourself up to a standing position. Okay, let's just reset the camera. Great stuff, team. Okay. Brilliant. Now we're going to do some standing poses. We started on the floor this evening, so we're going to go into some standing poses. Okay, great stuff. Right, let's just get a little bit more space there. Okay, let's just do a lovely warm up for the body, as we've been on the floor to start with tonight. So we're going to do some lovely little stretches. Let's just turn that fire off now. We're nicely warmed up. Okay, so we're going to start off this evening. We're just going to do a couple of rounds of Dragon Flow just while we're standing to get us in a good space. Feet maybe just a little bit wider than hip width apart, with your feet with your toes pointed out. And we're going to start with the breath in. So we're breathing in, clasping our hands together. And as we're exhaling, we're taking that breath out. I'm just going to drop slightly into my knees for this. Personal choice again. If you want to stay standing, you can do. If you want to drop into your knees just slightly, 2, up and out to the side. Remember, keep yourself open to the front. Breathing in. Always come back to this heart. Bring your hands back into this space. And then as you exhale, we're just going to twist around to position 3. Breathing in. Taking the hands to the back, and we're extending out. 4. Okay, so good reminder for you. So back into center. 1. Breathing in. 2 to the side. Great stuff. Lovely stretch. Breathing in. 3. Take yourself round. 4. Breath in. And down and out. Number 4. Okay, let's repeat that again. Breath in. 1. 2. 3 to the side. 4. Out. Breathe in. 1. 2. Extending up. Keeping yourself facing front. 3 to the side. 4. Breath in. Hands together. To the back. Breath in. Hands to the center. Just put your feet together. Close your eyes there and just enjoy that energy. Just focus on that breath, on that energy for a moment. Just stand there, take a few deep breaths in. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, team, I'm now going to invite you to open your eyes, give your legs and your shoulders and your arms a little bit of a shake. Give yourself a little swing around if you choose to. You know me, let your hands, if they'd like to, just knock on your kidneys just to wake you up there. Give your spine a little bit of your own personal chiropractic practice here, just allowing your spine to do whatever it needs to just to wake up. Listen to your body. What does your body need? Do you need to do some of these? Do you need to do some of those? Just listening to your body and see what you need. And just, that's it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, wonderful. Right, I'm going to invite you now to step to the front of your mat. And we're going to do a nice, easy sun salute this evening. We haven't done this for a while, so I thought it would be nice to do an easy sun salute. So we're starting at the front of the mat. Just check down at your feet. Look at those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful feet. Just look down at those feet. Just honour those for a moment. Spread your toes. Make sure you've got a really beautiful, beautiful base ready there. Breathing in, dropping the shoulders down the back. We're just tucking the pelvis just very slightly, engaging the belly, dropping the shoulders down the back. We're just lifting the crown of the head. Every time we exhale, we're just engaging the center and we're lifting the crown of the head. This is your lovely, strong mountain pose. Think about your feet, those 4 points of your feet pressing into the earth. Draw that energy again, that air, down into your body and then release. Just release those shoulders down your back. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is your lovely, lovely mountain pose. Okay, so from here, I'm going to invite you to breathe in. Take your hands up above your head. Stretch your hands to the ceiling. Face them toward each other. Imagine you're holding something like a football between your hands. As you exhale, just drop, bend at the center, drop yourself down so that your hands come to the floor. Wonderful. Breath in, choose a foot and step yourself back into a lunge. So we're going to lunge. You can have your hands one side of your foot. You can have your hands either side of your foot. It depends how big your tummy and your bosoms are as to whether you can fit it in. So I like to have my hands in the center because it just gives me a little bit more space, but that's entirely up to you guys. Okay, so breathing in now. Hands flat on the floor. Take your other foot back to meet the first foot. If you are comfortable to, take yourself into a plank. If you would sooner, go onto all fours. This is your yoga practice, so whatever suits you is absolutely perfect. If you're in a plank, make sure you're in a really lovely, solid shape there. Drawing yourself up, making sure you're really nice and flat. Then we're going to take a deep breath in. On the exhale, I'm just going to invite you to drop down onto your knees if you aren't already, and take yourself, roll your chest down onto the mat and onto the floor. Deep breath in here. As you exhale, engage your lower back. Start to draw, use the strength in your lower back to start to draw your front and your head and your shoulders off the floor, extending your head out in front of you. When you run out of energy there, press into your hands and just lift and tilt your head very slightly back. Take yourself up into cobra. If at any time your back is pinching, bring yourself down or engage your belly just a little bit more. Wonderful. Breath in. Just roll yourself back down. Again, extending your crown out. No folding up. Wonderful. Curl your toes under. Breath in. And then take yourself back into downward facing dog. You can go via your knees if that suits you better. And drop your heels down into a downward facing dog. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just take a few stretching breaths there. Lovely, lovely extension. Really stretching out through those shoulders. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then, if you can remember which leg you started with, Take your opposite leg back to the front of the mat, so you're in exactly the same position as you were previously in the lunge. Extending your heart forwards, your head forwards, and then deep breath in, press from that back leg, bring that back leg up to the front, over in your forward bend, breath in, bend the knees, pressing into the feet, arms up to the ceiling as you bring your arms back down to your side. Wonderful. Let's do another one of those using the opposite leg. So breathing in, stretching up to the ceiling, breath in, forward bend, take yourself down. Okay, we're going to do a lunge. We're going to swap legs. Choose your opposite leg this time. Take yourself into a lovely runner's lunge there. Fabulous. Breath in, both hands flat on the floor. Feet to the back. You have a choice here. You can either take yourself into plank or you can drop down onto your knees, whichever is better for you. You can do a little bit of plank, then you can drop onto your knees. You can switch it around, just so you're giving yourself a little bit of a challenge. Breath in and just roll yourself down or drop yourself down onto your chest, forehead to the floor. Deep breath in. On the exhale, engage your lower back, engage your buttocks. Just start to lift yourself up, and then when you run out of steam, start to use your arms. Use your arms last, putting the crown out towards the cooker or whatever you have on that wall. Wonderful. Breath in. If you choose to, you can just stretch the neck, just tip the head back slightly. Never, ever, ever overstretch. Breath in. Taking yourself back down. Breathing in. Hands, toes, pressing into your feet. Bringing yourself up into a downward facing dog. Pressing those heels down into the floor. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just breathing there in that lovely, lovely stretch. And then option here, I'm going to give you a slightly different option now. You can either come back up into your runner's lunge that you were in before and stretch back down. The other option you can do is you can actually put the weight into your hands and very gently just spring your feet to the front of the mat. That's just a slightly different way of coming out of that move. Breathing in. Again, take yourself into that forward fold. Deep breath in. Bend the knees. 4 points of the foot. Press, press, press. Unwind, 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 unwind. Bring your head up last. Roll those shoulders back. Drop them down your back. And take yourself into that lovely, lovely, lovely extended mountain pose. Wonderful. Close your eyes. Okay. What are we thinking, team? Oh, sorry, Jill's trying to get in again. She's obviously not got a very good signal tonight. Would you like to do a couple more of those, or is that enough? Thumbs up or thumbs down, please. More? Enough. Enough. Okay. Right, team, grab your straps. This is your practice, my beauties. Let's see what we've got next. I think it's, oh no, we got one more on. No, we got one more standing up. Okay, brilliant. Okay. So we're just going to have a little play with tree again this evening. So I think we're probably okay to pretty much go straight into that. So let's just roll our shoulders back. Just drop our shoulder blades down our back slightly. Make sure you're really upright, you know, in that nice position. Again, no locking out of the legs, just really sort of gentle knees. And then we're going to take ourselves into tree this evening, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of different options tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, breathe out. So we're just going to lift that leg, and I'm going to invite you just to pop that leg on your opposite leg, wherever you feel you'd like to create your tree for this evening. I think mine's going to be like this tonight. So take yourself into that position. Breathing your shoulders back and down into a beautiful, relaxed and open position. Breath in. You can take your hands up if that suits you. Or you can take your hands up here. We're inviting in balance. We invite balance into our yoga practice. We invite balance into our lives. Wonderful. If you drop out any time, that's fine. Just bring yourself back. Release your arms and your leg back down. Give yourself a little shake out. And I'm going to take you into tree on the opposite side. And then we're just going to have a little play with tree this evening as well. Okay, so again, standing with your feet nice and solid on the ground. Deep breath in. Again, let's open up that chest, drop those shoulders down, get ourselves in a really nice position. Breath in. Lift the leg, plant yourself wherever you are feeling your foot wants to go this evening. Just allow your body just to open up and expand out. Think about opening the hips, opening in this position. Breathing in, extending the arms, just opening up in that position there. Wonderful. If you choose to, take your hands into the spire, the church spire hands that I choose to call them. Stretching up, opening out your hip. Just inviting in again that balance. That balance. Balance, 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 balance. Breathing in. Drop the hands down. And just unwind yourself there from tree. Okay, so we've got another version of tree that we're going to go into now. And when we go into tree, we're going to go back on this leg again. I'm just going to show you with both of my feet down to start with. We're going to breathe in. We're going to offer our arms up to the ceiling. And then we're just going to see if we can do a nice stretch over to the side. And we're just going to tree in this position here, breathing in and bring ourselves out again. So let's have a little play with that one there. So deep breath in. Again, back to your first leg. Choose your position, opening out your hip area there. Breathing in, stretching up your arms. And then on the out breath, just see, woo, if you can be a wibbly wobbly tree. See how that goes for you. See how that affects your balance, that little bit of tilt there. Again, make sure your shoulders are open. Try and stay centered, facing front. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Take that as far as suits you. Okay, wonderful. Breathing in and back down. I found that very challenging and very, very wibbly tonight. Okay, let's have a go on the other leg. Let's not turn those off because that's not very sensible, is it? That might be better lighting, I'm thinking. Okay, yes, that's better. Right, brilliant. Okay, so breathing in, extending, leg up. Take yourself into your initial tree pose. Then when you're ready, if you're feeling it, breathing in and just extending yourself over just as far as you're feeling you can maintain your balance. Interesting how when we attempt something new, we are temporarily, perhaps, knocked out of balance. But then perhaps if you just ground back down for a moment with your foot, breathe in, and then place it back again. What happens? Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Again, remember, there's no judgment on the mat. We are just observing. That's all we do when we come to the mat. We challenge ourselves and we observe. There is no judgment whatsoever. Okay. Wonderful. We've got one more tree. Yes, that's the one. Okay, brilliant. So we're just going to do one more of those. We'll go back onto our first leg again. So breathing in. Let's take ourselves into our tree position. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to twist our upper body. So standing strong in that position there, we're almost going to breathe in, engage, and we're just going to take our shoulders round to the side. So you're keeping your bottom of your body square-ish, and just take your shoulders around to the side. Wonderful. Breathing there. Whoops. And then just bringing yourself back out. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Really nice that. I can really feel that in a different part around there of the of my body. Very, very nice. Okay, just giving your legs a little shake out. And then again, we're going to take a breath in. Grounding that foot down and lifting that leg up. Opening out. Get yourself into that beautiful, beautiful tree pose. When I think back to the summer when some people couldn't even stand on one leg, she says, wobbling all over the place. Everyone has come such a long way. In so many ways, we have moved on. I shouldn't have started all that because I'm wobbling all over the place now. Breath in. Wonderful. Okay, when you have found your center there, invite the breath. On the exhale, just invite that little twist. See where that takes you and observe. Find yourself a spot just to center yourself into. Breathing in and just gently, gently, gently unwinding. Drop your foot to the floor. Drop your hands down. And bring yourself into a standing position. Okay. Well done, you beautiful yogis. You have now earned the right to hit the deck. So if you have a strap, grab your strap. We're going to go down on the floor. We're going to do a little bit of core work. And then we're going to give our legs the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stretch. So take yourself as elegantly as possible down onto the floor. Just going to pop my little scarf on as it's a bit cooler this time of year. Okay, so we're going to gently take ourselves, engage, and just take yourself. You can hold onto the backs of your legs if you want to. Breathing in and stretching up, and just very gently then take yourself down into a lovely C and roll yourself down, 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 down. One vertebra at a time into the mat. Wonderful. Deep breath in, stretching your arms up above your head, your feet out to the cooker or whatever you have there. Let's have a lovely, lovely pencil stretch. So just take your toes. Mind you don't get a cramp here, guys. Stretching, stretching, nice castle, castle, castle. Pencil stretch, pointing your steeple and your toes, pulling your body on a rack in opposite directions, really, really stretching out. And then just letting go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great stuff. Okay, so we are now going to pop our feet flat on the floor. You're going to place your hands, invite you to place your hands just either side of your body here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something called a pelvic clock. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're just going to engage the tummy on the breath out. And we're just going to take our spine into a nice neutral position. So just feel as if your pelvis and your spine are in a really neutral position. So you may just want to tip your pelvis just very gently. Imagine you've got a dinner plate on your belly and you have a marble on this dinner plate. What you're trying to do is you're trying to keep that, or what you're doing, not what you're trying to do, what you're doing absolutely beautifully is you're keeping that marble totally in the center of that dinner plate. And then we're going to do something called a yogic clock. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As we breathe out, using our lower core, we're just going to engage and tip the dinner plate just very gently so that the marble goes to 12 o'clock. You're going to hold it there for a breath. And then just take that marble again back to the center position. Wonderful. Breath in. And as you breathe out, take the marble now to 1 o'clock. Really engaging there, holding that marble at 1 o'clock. And then just taking it back, releasing the tip, and just taking that dinner plate back to its central position. Wonderful. Now on your out breath, just tip to 2 o'clock. Don't over tip it. You don't want the marble to spill off the plate. Keep it there at 2 o'clock. Wonderful. Breath, and then again, flatten that back to its central position. Wonderful. Breath in. 3 o'clock. So try not to move your knees, no stress in your shoulders. All of the work here is coming from your center, from your core. And then just release and relax that back down so that your marble is back in that central position. If you feel it's not quite there, just readjust again. Make sure you're in that lovely central position. Breath in. And then just tip the opposite way, just gently below 3 down to 4 o'clock. Take your breath there, hold in that position, and then just release. Bring that back to that position again. Okay, breath in. 5 o'clock. Again, just notice. For me, 5 o'clock's a tricky one. And bring yourself back to center again. Breathing in. taking that marble beautifully to its central position, balancing it there, breathing in, tilt, drop it down to 6 o'clock. Don't send it off the edge of the dinner plate. Just let it just sit in the little well there, holding there, and then just bringing yourself back, your pelvis back to center, engaging, to flatten out again. Wonderful. Breath in, 7. As you exhale, engage, go to that position number 7 in your pelvic clock. Breath there, re-engage again at 7. And then breathing in and just releasing, come back to that central position. Wonderful. Breath in, 8 o'clock. As you're breathing out there, you're engaging. Just dropping that marble to that 8 o'clock position. Just see that in your mind's eye. Just visualize the clock. 8 o'clock, and the marble is just sitting there, just very gradually, just swaying slightly until it comes to a complete stop. You breathe and hold it there, and then you breathe in and you release that on the exhale. Wonderful. Okay, 9 o'clock, breath in, exhale, engage, tip that marble, just take that to 9 o'clock. No extra pressure on your feet, no extra pressure on your shoulders or your neck, just using that core. Breathing in and bringing that back to a central position. Wonderful. Just check your marble. Where is it? Is that perched in the center of your plate? Just check your position again. Breathing in. Let's take that to 10 o'clock. As we exhale, engaging, just using those core muscles to take that clock to 10 o'clock. Breath there. Hold that marble steady. Breathing in and coming back. Bring the marble back to the center. Wonderful. Okay, breath in. 11 o'clock. Again, just notice the ones where maybe it feels a little bit sticky, a little bit more tricky, where you feel the marble swaying a little bit more. Breath in. Hold it nice and steady there. Wonderful. And then just bring that marble very gently back to that wonderful center position. Okay, great stuff. Good job, team. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take that marble on a little bit of a journey. We're going to breathe in. We're going to take the marble on an exhale to 12. And then what I'm going to invite you to do, making sure, again, it doesn't spill off the edge of the plate. You want to keep it in that little rim. So we're going to actually go from 12. We're going to take it all the way around. So 1, 2, we're not going to come back to center. 3, 4, 5, down to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back to 12. Wonderful. Take it back to the center. Wonderful. Get yourself just checking in that position, breathing in. And then let's just drop it down to 6 o'clock. Woohoo! Down it goes. Make sure it doesn't come off the edge of the plate. Then let's go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go back round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then while it's there at 6, let's come back the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Midnight. 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, and bring it back to a central position. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, deep breath in. And just let everything go. Fabulous work, team. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, grab your straps. We're just going to give our lovely, lovely, lovely legs a well-deserved stretch out. And then I'm going to take you into a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday night meditation. Gosh, look at the time. Okay, so take that strap over your feet. We're just going to do one lovely, lovely stretch this evening. So if you've got a strap, fine. If you haven't got a strap, don't worry. Just lift your legs up. This is wonderful for blood flow. Sorry, I think my microphone slipped off then. This is wonderful for the flow of blood. Just take your feet up. Whatever your feet want to do, if they want a point of flex, give them a point of flex. If they're feeling they want to expand out to the sides, let your feet expand out to the sides, but just hold your feet above your heart. This is one that I have shared with you many a time, I know. If ever you are tired, your legs are tired, this is the thing to do. Just lay down, pop your legs up. You can lay them up the wall. It's quite a nice thing to do. Just gives your legs a really lovely, lovely, lovely stretch. It allows all of your blood to pump back down to your heart. Helps with the flow of your lymph. If you get swelling in your ankles, again, this is a really lovely thing to do. Just put your legs up the wall and just rest there. You can stay as long as you choose. And in fact, if any of you are feeling this evening, if you want to go into relaxation with your legs up the wall, you can do. The other thing you may choose to do, which is something a little bit different, if you have a sofa in the room you are in, you may choose this evening to do your relaxation. Instead of you choosing a prone position, you could perhaps lay on the floor and you could actually have your knees just bent like so onto your sofa so that you can really, really relax. If you are going to choose to do that, guys, make sure that you are at a right angle. You're not like that or you're not like that, okay? Get your legs at a perfect, perfect right angle. And that will be a really nice relaxation position. So I will leave that up to you guys. When you feel your legs have had enough of a stretch, I would invite you to snuggle yourself down and I will take you into a relaxation for this evening. Sorry, we have gone on just a little bit over tonight, but I'm sure that's okay. I don't think anyone's rushing to go out this evening, are they? So grab your blankets, snuggle yourself down, and I will meet you in relaxation very shortly.